Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Kerry, managing broker at RE/MAX Elite, and Heather Holliday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. Good morning and happy Monday.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am good. The last couple of weeks have been kind of like a blur.
Well, that's good, I think.
Good. I got to come down and see all of you guys. And
Yeah, you were here in Florida for a few days.
That was
fun.
Nice. It was nice to wear open-toe shoes and peel off my jacket. That was a win.
Good. We had a good time. It was our annual awards event, and it was fun. So
no, it was a good time. I miss all those events. Hopefully be able to keep doing more.
Right.
A dancing partner. I don't know who that is.
That's Timmy.
I was going to say, well, there's a lot of dancing going on. That was awesome.
It was a good time for sure.
Yeah.
And it was nice to celebrate everybody's successes for 2021 and cheer each other on. So it was good.
Yeah, just getting together face to face and just kind of just decompressing, letting go of everything and just enjoying the moment.
Exactly.
Can't beat that at all.
Exactly.
At all.
Exactly. So today we're talking about getting ahead by giving back to your community and things that you can do to give back, and that will help you in your business as well.
Yeah, I love this because it whenever I'm talking to people about social media, it's always about kind of giving value and it'll come back. And I know like Gary V has his jab, 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 right hook, and it's give, then kind of come back with, yes, I sell real estate, or whatever it is, kind of with that sales, so it's more about giving back and just being present.
And then the reminder of, hey, I do this as well. So here's an interesting thing. Over the weekend, I got a call from a parent from Boy Scouts, and her son is probably 2 or 3 years older than my oldest, who's now 20. So think about how long ago I would have been in contact with this woman, and she called me this weekend about buying a house.
but it's, I mean, and that was always the case with cheerleading and stuff like that for me. But I just feel when you come from a place of value, people remember that because you've helped them in some way. And I know for me with the stuff I do, I don't go out sales pitching. It's all about trying to give back, and people know who I am because of that. And it comes back to me tenfold. So I thought this was a great way, just some great ideas to kind of broaden your sphere of, just your sphere of self, but kind of giving back and how it, gives.
Right. Well, and it has to come from a place of giving, and a place of, you're not doing it because you're expecting business back. You're doing it because it makes you feel good and it's helpful, and it's coming from a place of giving. And then the result is people remember you, and then they hopefully call you to want to work with you.
Right. And I think, because I know Leo sometimes gets upset, like I freebies all this time, and I'm like, but it's my passion. It's who I am. And, if there's somebody that's new to like what I do for RE/MAX, I want to help them. Like they're new to the RE/MAX family, all these different things that we have. I'm happy to Zoom with them, or, they used to come into the office and just shadow me for a day. I completely enjoy doing that. And I didn't expect anything in return. I mean, if people remembered our office for referrals, that was always,
bonus. Yeah.
Right. But that's not why I would do it. I just did it because to me, it just makes us all better. as a whole, for education and stuff. So,
For sure. For sure.
so we've got some great ideas for everyone to be able to do all this fun stuff.
Yeah. So the first is to start a mastermind group.
And
So
we talked
start,
about this, I want to say last week with stress, because
yes.
it's also good for that.
Yeah, for sure. So start a mastermind group. We always talk about finding your tribe and having accountability phone calls and maybe reaching out, not within your own, realtor network. Because I have a tribe outside of Remax locally that's like my girl tribe, that we talk about business and we brainstorm with each other. If we have issues, we call each other, and they're not Remax people, but they're within our community. So we're kind of feeling the same pain points and we're able to bounce off each other. But this is even better if you start it, within, doesn't even necessarily have to be people in the United States, but with people that are in other markets, so that now you're building a referral partner.
And not only that, like the mastermind groups, it's almost like a safe place to vent or ask a question, or just how would you handle this situation. I mean, I know the ones I'm in, that there's a lot of that, but it's almost like a safe place. Like there's some stuff you just don't want to put out there, but just having kind of like that safe place of your people that you and I know we even did that even with The Bachelor, right? So The Bachelor show, there's like a small little group. And it's, I love Facebook groups. There's,
Right.
If there's a need.
For people that don't know what Heather's talking about, we're still in it, a Bachelor
I
Facebook
stopped
group.
watching it, so
Yeah, I don't watch it either, but a Bachelor Facebook group, and it's not all local people, but it is some local people.
Well, I think it was I felt like, at least it used to be like almost all like local. It felt like
local agents. Well, the very first year I had on the finale, we had happy hour at my house. I wasn't happy hour, it was bachelor hour, and four of us got together. Women only one of them I had met in person. The other two I had never met before, and now they're longtime friends. And
yeah, so Facebook groups I absolutely love, because it's more intimate. It's very hyper focused on whatever it may be, and if you see the need for something out there, and I know a lot of agents will do it for like their community, but I feel they're coming from a place of they want to be, flex their muscles and they're the go-to person for that. But I feel if you come from a place of value,
right,
and whether it be, a larger community or anything like that, but I feel if you're coming from a place of giving or giving back or helping or whatnot, it comes back to you, but it's not about, oh, look what this new listing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know.
right.
I just feel there's a lot of that, but I just think we can do better.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So find yourself a group, your tribe, where you can kind of bounce ideas off. Like you said, have it be a safe place. And these can end up being great referral partners.
Yep.
So yeah, here's another really good one: become a mentor. So whether it's to I don't know, could it be a new agent who's looking to grow their business? And it doesn't even have to be that. If you're involved in something, so I have a great friend that I have from Boy Scouts, and she kind of took the role that I had in Boy Scouts when I moved on. So I kind of mentored her in that. But as a result, we're long-term friends, and I'm her go-to agent now.
Yeah, I think like I never really like the whole mentor thing, but it's so nice, especially right now with us being so crazy, like to mentor, groom somebody. But then you could, always have like a partnership where you can have a staycation and just get away for a day or two, and having that backup.
Yeah.
That understands how you do business and, can kind of mirror that. And I think there's a lot, maybe getting into the business, there's a lot of hungrier, like newer agents
Right.
that you can mentor and help. And again, it elevates all of us as a whole.
Right.
Because real estate is not black and white like the book and the test. It is, you learn as you go. And there's so many experienced agents that these newer agents could really benefit from. And it could be a win-win, so you can have that breakaway time for your family, for yourself.
Yeah.
And having that backup for you.
As you're mentoring somebody, they're hopefully, then able to help you by being your backup. Yeah, I think that's brilliant, honestly. Honestly. So here's another thing. Create something and share it. And whatever that is, whether it's maybe you created a great listing presentation and you're willing to share it. We all don't present the same. We're not all everybody's cup of tea. So just because you're sharing something that you're doing that may be unique or different, that doesn't mean the people you're sharing with are going to be taking business from you. We always like to say there is enough business out there for everyone. This market's a little crazy, so I don't know, but there really is, and if you're working hard, be willing to share, because if you're out there helping others, it will come back to you. It does come back to you. I'm a big believer in that.
And I think a lot of even like the groups that I have started have been to do that. So we have, the creative group, which I think has almost 26,000 people. And it was just a place where we can collaborate, share, marketing. This is how I did this. How do you do this different thing? Or just sharing generic stuff that people could use, the Canva templates. There's a great Canva creative group where tons of people are sharing. They share their templates. So all I have to do is click on it. It opens up in your Canva, change the colors, add your logo, good to go. And that's just agents across. It's Canva for real estate agents, one of my absolute favorite groups. We have the Tech and Tools, which is all about like technology, just all these different things that we have available to us. What are we using? What works for us? Or you're having issues or not sure how to do this. It's just a nice place where we can all help each other.
Yep.
And that's basically, that creating and sharing it is just coming from that place of value where we have, agents all over the world, and we're all able to kind of bounce different ideas off each other.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's just honestly, that is amazing. Like all of those groups have been really helpful. And what's really neat about them is people are really willing to share what they're doing. Nobody is feeling like, no, mine, I'm not going to share. It's
and it may have been at first, but it's been so fun to watch the people who always kind of just like and use the post that gets shared, to them actually going and finally doing something for themselves because they liked an idea and it kind of got their creativity out, and then they do it, or or using the tips that we're using to create something, and then they share that with us. And that's where that growth, for people, and that's like the magic moment for me.
Yeah.
Is when you watch these people use the tools and tips that they're given from their peers to be able to create something on their own, whether it be the website or social or whatever it may be. So, create something and share it. We all have great stuff. There's agents across the board. And you're right. Like, one, are they going to actually use it? Two, they're going to probably modify it to match what they do in their business. It's just kind of giving them a starting point, and we're all different. So even if somebody goes in with the same presentation, they're different people. We're all different.
Yeah, we are all different. And like I said, not, just because you're some person's cup of tea, somebody else may not be. And that's okay. We have to make that connection with customers. And there has to be this, and maybe you're not the right person for them, but maybe somebody took an idea that you had and they were the right person, or,
Right. Sure. Nope, absolutely.
Become a connector. That's actually just a really, I don't know, that's a really good one. Slow down what you're doing, pay attention to what's going on Nextdoor, which is, the group for your community, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and pay attention what people are asking for, and then be the giver or the supplier of that information.
And not coming from that salesy place, coming from a place of knowledge and vendors that you've worked for. So help people, and you don't have to say, I'm a real estate agent, I know all of this.
Yeah.
Come from that place of value and knowledge, and give a couple different names, but people are always looking for the plumbers that,
Yeah.
AC people, just,
Or,
and be
I mean,
helpful.
I had an old customer call me a couple of months ago, and he's like, I need a divorce attorney. Do you know somebody? I mean, and I was his phone call, which is just funny to me, right? But I was his phone call because he knows that I've lived here a long time. I have a lot of connections. Um,
Well, and I think you used to work for a divorce
I
attorney.
did indeed, but I don't know if he knew that. I don't know if he knew that because I don't necessarily tell people that, but but yeah, he called me and I was able to hook him up with somebody, and he got his problem solved, or in this case, his questions answered. I think they're still married, but
Yeah, and you don't have to come from like a know-it-all. Just come from a place of, making those connections and being helpful. Because I see a lot of the next door stuff, and it's all like, I don't know.
I know. Well, and so, but here's another thing. Like sometimes it's not necessary to jump in when you're the 50th comment either.
Right. No, let it go.
Last,
Absolutely.
just let it go. But if you're one of the first commenters, it's worth it. Sometimes what I even do is if I see comments going sideways, or if I see somebody that I have personal experience with that may not be the right fit, I might private message whoever's asking on the side and just say, hey, this was my experience. Or, sometimes a lot of times you'll see somebody had this post the other day on the real estate professionals in Brevard group. I need a good real estate attorney. Well, that's really broad, believe it or not, right?
Right.
So,
No,
because you might
absolutely.
have a great real estate attorney who does title work, but they don't litigate. So I always try and then come back with what specifically are you looking for, and then you get the answer. Oh, we need to fight the HOA on something, or oh, we need to litigate this,
Right.
or oh, I need to know something about land use, and then that changes who the answer is.
Right. Because there's so many. Why would you need that? Right. And
Yeah. Yeah.
probate to HOA.
Right.
Like,
But
I
is it a
wouldn't.
probate thing? Right. Exactly. And different people specialize in different things. So if you're just throwing names out there, and sometimes they're great names, and I don't want to say, oh, they're not good, but they may primarily do title and they don't do any litigation. And then they're not the person.
Right.
They may be great at what they do, but they're not the answer. So, also ask questions. Um, my business coach used to always say, stay in the state of curiosity. So always ask questions, especially if you're not seeing exactly what it is on the page that needs to be answered. Even with agents, and I get texts and questions, and they tend to never give you the full story in the question, and so I got to pull the information out to get more information. But the more information you have, the better you can help and answer and guide and hope that you can direct somebody in the right way.
Absolutely.
It's almost like my best friend from high school, her dad passed away several years ago, and the whole family was here, and they would just, while they were here, they would call me like, all right, where should we go for ice cream, or where should we go for whatever? And they were like, you're like our personal concierge. And it's just because when you've lived somewhere a long time, you kind of know. And so yeah.
And I think all agents could be making videos and blogs on all of those questions.
Well, that's even, we see some great agents doing videos and blogs of, not always real estate. Sometimes it's, what are the great seafood restaurants, or, and then, what's a great seafood restaurant? Well, do you want a $10 meal, or do you want a $40 meal? Because then there's different in that. But we see agents doing that too, doing videos of, great places to maybe even go to do your paddle boarding or whatever. That's information that'll help people, and you're almost like the guide of the county or of your market.
Right. Because you're never selling a house, you're selling a way of life, and the more people know about your area, it's like,
Yeah.
You get asked the same questions all the time.
Right. That's the truth. Well, it's funny because, like, for me, I just save emails, and I, like, if somebody's asking me for this, I just have an email for great estate sale companies, and I have an email for great this and great that. That way I can just, hey, I'll just forward you my email.
But how nice would that be if you actually had it on your website or a video and
And
somebody does a search and voila, your video and your website pop up as the answer.
yeah,
Just say,
yeah.
but,
I mean, that's honestly, that's genius. And here's another: join a committee. And there's so many ways you can become involved in the community. Find something, whether it's at, so here's one, whether it's at your local association. So at Space Coast Association of Realtors, SCAR, we had a Project Prom event this weekend. So the community outreach committee, who did an amazing job, they collected prom dresses and suits and dress shirts and ties and shoes and purses and jewelry. And they put it out to the school board and all the high schools. And it was from 10 until 3. And people who could not afford to go get their own dress were able to come. And there was no qualifier there. So it wasn't like we were saying, let's see your pay stub or know that you can't. Anybody could come. And they had hair and makeup on there. They had one of the high schools who has a cosmetology class or whatever. Those kids came and they were doing hair and makeup for these kids, not because they were going to prom Saturday night, but just to help them and show them what they could do for the night of. It was such an amazing event.
and they've been doing that for a few years now.
Well, so they stopped the 2 years for COVID. And before that, it was actually hosted by the Cocoa Beach Hilton, and yes, community outreach helped them. And so this year was the first year that community outreach was actually the host of it. We did it at the Board of Realtors. I was there Saturday helping. But that's another way to become involved in your community, and you're involved at your association, which is also great. I used to think, well, why do I need to be involved in my association? Why do I need to make friends with these other agents, right? But here's the thing. So here's the thing. If there's a problem or an issue or whatever, it's so much easier to pick up the phone and talk to somebody that you already know and have a relationship with. I will say, though, it's kind of working the other way with me because I'm so involved. I think all the agents think they can call me when they're having some sort of issue and help them out, and my joke is, well, where's your broker? But it's great. I mean, I'm happy to help and give information and share information, but there's so many, like, that's the association is such a great way to start because we have community outreach, we have the Young Professionals Network, we have Brevard Children in Need Committee, raising money for homeless students in Brevard, and it's such a great way to network with the community and with other agents out there.
And not only that, is you have all the other, the grievance, and I always tell my kids, like, be the change you want to see in the world. So that's where, always doing nonprofit, being on a committee. Sometimes, I just want to go nuts because there's never enough hours in the day. But even if I finally move on to another one, I'm stop one. Right. It's not even a year and I'm involved in something else. It's just who I am.
Right.
I can't help it.
And for me, I'm on the MLS committee, right? And I joined it because I felt like a different view needed to have representation. And now what's happened is when there's people who we have this local Facebook group for real estate agents, and if they're complaining about something, I just challenge them and I say, join the MLS committee next year. And several have actually, which is really awesome, because it helps them learn better about what's going on, and it helps them to participate in making the change instead of just complaining.
No, and that's, I remember doing that to my husband. I kind of got him in trouble, not realizing it, but he was just complaining about stuff the city was doing. And I'm like, stop complaining about it and go to the board, go to the meetings that they have and get involved. You can't sit there and complain if you're not doing anything about it. If you're not getting involved and being a voice or whatnot. But so he went to one of the meetings, but he had just got off of work. So he was wearing his Brevard Fire outfit.
Oh.
And apparently that's a no-no.
Oh, oops.
He went to the city and, I guess it's all on camera and
right
video, and he was called into the office the next morning. Were you?
Oops. Oh my goodness.
And we didn't even think about it, but he did what I said. Go to a meeting, get involved, stop complaining. Like, I don't want to hear another word out of you unless you're going to a meeting to get involved so your voice can be heard and you can be a part of the solution and stop, complaining.
Well, and you may not get on the committee you want the first year, but keep trying. There's a committee I want to be on it on the Florida Realtors level. It's the Florida Realtors attorney forms committee, which I've wanted to be on, and I've had to be on like lesser committees, and hopefully 2023 will be my year. Now I have a letter of recommendation from someone, and but keep trying, because if it's something that you're really interested in, just because you don't get on the first time doesn't mean you won't get on the next time. Deb Schefter in our office has been trying. She's really been interested in being on the budget and finance committee at SCAR. And she has an accounting background. That's what interests her. And she is finally on it for 2022, I think after trying 3 times. So, keep trying. If it's of interest to you, do it. Like you say, be the change that you want to see happen. I don't know. There's a better way of saying that, but
I think it's be the change you want to see in the world, or whatever.
Okay.
Something. Yeah. I don't know. It's a quote. I know I do it for graduation posts, but it's what I tell my kids all the time, and anybody, especially if you're going to complain about something and you're not involved.
Yeah.
With that change, like, stop the complaining, get involved.
Exactly.
Then you can complain all you want. At least if you're trying to be that change or hear that voice, you actually will see all different sides too, because there could be very good reasons why something is being done one way. And
right.
We don't know the whole backstory and all that. So.
Right. Exactly.
And I think that's some good stuff. It's going to open up your sphere to a lot of different things. I think, and for me, when you're coming from a place of giving back, it always comes back tenfold for anybody. So hopefully there's a lot. And of course, on our website, I think we have a lot more ideas and stuff like that. And, where we got some of these and stuff like that. So what's our weekly activity?
So drop by 5 favorite clients this week with either a potted plant or a package of seeds and a note that says, thanks for helping me grow this past year and for being the kind of amazing client that makes the spring a little sunnier. Because that's such a great idea, actually. And I can already think of the 5 people that I'm going to do it for. I need to get it together. And yeah, that's a great one.
Well, it's perfect. And then our words of wisdom are: attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, become what you respect, and mirror what you admire. I like that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes.
That's good stuff. I can't believe it's already April. Wow. Yeah.
It's flying by.
I know.
Q2. Gonna have to go through that business planning and figure out what we need to.
I know. I think we're doing a business planning checkup soon, probably.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah,
for sure. So that may be next week. So make sure to grab your books and let's do that checkup for Q1, Q2, getting ready for that. And until next week, wake up, kick ass, and repeat.